Long ago, before Topher or LH, or other D-bags, before Stefan, Legit, or Velocity were good, and saving links was a thing, and true skill mattered. There were three teams that grinded the most. When egos were big, and shit-talking kept the game alive, and Halo Wars was fun. Kihz, Limitz, and Knife Pro. Hey guys, KP Layouts here, bringing you another Halo Wars video. Today is going to be Hutzi and I versus Kihz and Limitz. We are going to be playing Anders Brute, and they're going to be Cutter Arby. And this first game obviously is on Crevice, and then the second game is going to be on Labyrinth. Just to give you guys a heads up, I am sick, so this commentary is not going to be very good, so I apologize for that. So certain parts I might cough or just sound kind of congested, so I apologize for that. I'm going to be going temple first, and then head over to their side of the map, seeing if they have the base or not, and if they do, put the brutes in the spots. While this is all going on, I guess I'll kind of talk about the beginning of the video. I thought it'd be kind of something fun to do. I think maybe Kihz and Limitz will appreciate it, or people from the old days. I remember way back then we all hated each other. It was actually pretty fun because we hated each other. We'd search each other out, and there's a lot of shit talking and saving links on each other, and every win mattered, and Halo Wars mattered, it seemed like at the time, because we made it matter because there's so much shit talking and everything. And then, at the time I hated their guts, but I think now I look back and it was actually pretty fun. It made the game feel like it actually mattered whether or not you win, and true skill was actually you actually really tried to get higher true skill, but there wasn't as many boosting going on and all that, so your true skill is a little bit more legit. Obviously there's always boosters, but it obviously wasn't as big of a deal back then. There weren't as many high level people that boosted and knew all about that. And the reason I put Knife Pro, Kihz, and Limitz is because they always played with other people, and I feel like just me putting in Hutzi in there wouldn't make as much sense. So, because obviously Limitz did play a lot with Living Off State, and Kihz played a lot with Swamp Merc, but they also played with other people. So yeah, right here they're gonna get a nice ram off, and it was a little frustrating for me, but they did a good job there, so that was a good job for them. And Limitz almost reached it. That would have been a great combo right there. I should have just kept it in the hook, but I was just trying to get away with keeping it alive, but trying to do some damage on that pad. So that was a bad call for me, because apparently it would have shot the pad anyway. My goal this game is to kill this Expo, if I can. And right about now, I have no clue where their Arbiter is, so I'm kind of worried that they're going to come cheese. And right here I see that he is coming on offense, so I just flare for Hutzi to try and spawn block. And right here I'm trying to save up for Citadel. I don't see any grunts, but I'm still not really sure what they're trying to do. But I do now have a double base, and I'm figuring that my double base is going to be safe, because I highly doubt that they're going to come over here and go see it, right? But Limitz is smarter than that and decided to come back here and scout, and he sees that I have the base. So now he's going to kill my base, which is a little frustrating for me. And Kihz is going to come over here and ram me again. I didn't learn my lesson the first time, I really should have. But Kihz did a great job there killing that brute squad. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to lose my Expo, because they are putting grunts in, so that's not good. And we are going to stop that grunt, but he pulls a nice one and actually grunts the Warthog. So that was a good job for Limitz. And my base is going to die, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop my pads and get Citadel and not waste any more money. At this point, it does look like that base is going to die. I now have 2 brutes on it, and then 2 on the hooks, so that's 4 total. And right here, we're just trying to make the Arbiter recall. And I'm flaring the base because I'm pretty confident that it's going to die. And Hutsy's going to come over here and help me kill it to make sure that it dies. So now the base is dead, and now we're going to come over here and kill Limitz's base because it isn't upgraded, and we're not afraid of an Arbiter, so we're just going to come up here and kill the base. And Limitz does have jackals, which means that he can go take the hooks if he wants to. And I don't think Kihz even has a hook at the moment. I think Hutsy took the side hook, but obviously I might be wrong. Alright, the Arbiter shows up now. They're trying to trap his hogs with having a tank on one side and the Arbiter on another. So that's a good move by them. And they do have 2 tanks, which was a little surprising to me because I thought they only would have 1. But they do have 2. They must have had like a double depot or something, or been saving it. Right here, I'm trying to do as much damage as I can to these tanks, and also I'm trying to put them in the hook. That way they can do more damage. And I'm just trying to get my eco going, so that way I can get Tech 2 Banshees and a double pump going. Obviously we are quite a bit ahead at this point in the game, because we have 3 bases, they only have 2. And it doesn't appear that anyone has the middle hooks, or at least just yet. Or I think Limitz just now hopped in that one. I don't know about the other one, I haven't looked at it. And they have jackals in the back of that 3rd base, so that was a good stop by Limitz. And now we have Goss in the middle. They have a half-bar Arbiter, and he's non-fiendish. So if we try to, we should be able to kill him if we have enough hogs down there. But it looks like we don't have enough, and he does have the Rage upgrade. So now he's going to send the rest of his hogs in there to kill the Arbiter. And now we're going to try and kill him out of this hook as soon as we can, so that way he cannot get vampires up. His summit is almost finished, so it's important that we kill him out. And they send their tanks around the side. I thought that they were going to come through the middle to kill our hogs. So right now would be a good opportunity to push while their tanks are separated from the base. And I do not have boost yet, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I need to get my Tech 2 upgrade before my brute dies. So I cancel the Banshee to have enough money for Tech 2 before my hook dies. Hutsy right now is really trying to stop this Expo. And I believe that Limitz is rebuilding his Arbiter, or he's already rebuilt. Something like that. Right here I'm going to go after this red bar. And for the most part, this is GG for the first game. They're really shut down. That's not really much that they can do. But it looks like we're just going to go ahead and fall back. I'm just scouting around and see what they are doing. And they do have the reactor, so they are now going for vampires. So now I'm going to start shooting him out. And Limitz is going to send a vampire over here shortly to try and kill some of my Banshees as I try killing him out of the hook, to try and get me to not kill the hook. But Hutsy will send a couple hogs over here to help me kill it faster. So Limitz will have queued at least 2 to 3 vamps, if not more. So he's guaranteed at least 3 to 4 vamps.
All units.
But I am going to put a brute in that hook if I get the chance.
Local units.
And I do have Tech 2 Banshees, so they are really strong.
Local units.
So I'm able to just show up and kill a pad and leave.
Local units.
And they do send their vamps up,
Local
so that's not going to be good for us. Hutzi is going to send his hogs up and see if they have any bases. It looks like they do not.
All units.
So it looks like each of them are just going to stay on their main bases and try and take the game
All units.
late game and try and get some more units out. I'm not completely certain, but I don't think that they have canister shell. So that's obviously not going to be good for them.
Local units.
They really need to try and get canister shell, and I think that's their barracks, yeah.
Local units.
So I just stopped their barracks.
Local units.
So they're just never going to get canister shell, and it's hard for them to get units off of just 3 supply pads.
All units. All units.
And right here I'm going to be going for 3rd tech.
All units. Local units.
That last upgrade's pretty expensive, 700, so I had to cancel a Banshee to be able to afford it.
Local units. All
And now I'm
units.
done with it, so Hutzi can get back in if he wants. And I'm just scouting around seeing if they have any bases or anything like that.
Local units.
It's very important in this situation to keep their bases down.
Local units.
Yeah, it looks like Hutzi's going to go for a 4th.
Your team
I don't know why they resigned at this point. I don't know if they were about to buy the base again and saw that I was coming to stop it or what happened exactly, but they do resign, and this is going to be
All
game
units.
number 2, and this time they're going to be Cutter Brute,
Local
so
units.
this is going to be a little bit different, more interesting,
I'll do it. Tell me where.
and I'm going to buy the first attacker, and it gets raped.
Honest.
It does survive,
Local units.
but
All
yeah,
units.
that was a little annoying
Moving out.
that they went after it at
All
first.
units.
And I'm going temple first,
Just seek and prepare.
and just going to
Local
go
units.
straight over to their side of the map, it looks like.
What? Easy enough. Ready.
And I'm going to pick up the money on this side
About
to
time.
help get my eco up a little bit for going temple first. And then I'll be going over to their brute space.
Warehouse complete.
Moving. Point me at 'em. Going.
Local units.
Huh?
I'm going to be putting my attacker in position to put onto my chieftain.
Point me at 'em.
Local units.
And right here I catch a hog, and I'm going to catch a shield. So that was good for me, and I was going to try and catch this hog too, but they're going to run away.
What?
Local units.
So I've now killed technically 1 shield hog, which is going to be very helpful. I get a little bit more vortex right there.
Done.
All
And
units.
I'm going to try and stop this temple if I can, but judging by the timing, I'm going to be behind on killing the temple.
What?
And Limitz is smart enough to know to try and queue up the turret to try and boot me off of his temple. And right here, since I'm behind on killing the temple, I was going to try and get my next attacker in to completely kill it,
Local
but it's not going to come in
Warehouse
time.
complete.
So they do get the temple up,
Local units.
and if I believe is Chieftain's going to come around and try and vortex my attacker.
Local units.
I think that's what happens.
Local units.
Yeah, he does, and he kills it. I wasn't expecting him to come up the left side, I was expecting him to come up the right.
Enemy engaged.
And Hutzi's right here is going to catch their attackers, which is really good for us,
Local units.
since he built quite a few.
Warehouse upgraded.
What
Warehouse
now?
complete.
Of course.
So right now I'm in a pretty good position over Limitz. They don't have a temple, and I have all my pads, and I'm starting to upgrade pads. And all of his attackers are dying.
Not fair.
Local units.
Yeah.
They now have a turret and all their hogs aiming down my chieftain.
About time.
So at this point I can't really do much offense, so I'm going to recall
Yes.
Local units.
and go pick up more money in the middle.
Citadel
And I just have one attacker on defense in case they attack. Since it's a weak attacker, I don't really want to put it on offense or anything.
What now? Yes. Going.
So right here I'm just going to pick up all this money, and I want Hutzi to accompany me as I go through the middle in case their hogs try and catch me. Since they're not an arbiter team, it's better that we work together than to work apart. If they were an arbiter, then we wouldn't really want to do this, but since they're a chieftain, it's okay. And it's really not a big deal if he engages their hogs, because they're both shield hogs and they can both just run away. It looks like they are going to kill one of Hutzi's hogs, but I am here to vortex if needed to help get a hog lead. At this point, I'm thinking that their chieftain's coming up the left side to Hutzi's base because we have not seen him. I just killed a shield on one of their hogs, so
All units.
and right here their chieftain does show up.
What now?
Local units.
So I'm telling Hutzi to go ahead and fall back to take care of that chieftain, so that way they don't do any damage. Since Kihz is cutter, he already has his tech 2 with no upgraded pads. And since we're Anders, we were upgrading pads first. So we're going to be behind on Grenadier.
What now?
All units.
But if he goes to upgrade pads before going for third tech, then we should be okay on catching up.
Complete. Local units.
My chieftain does die, and I'm not really worried about it. I'm not really focusing on my chieftain at this point in the game. And their chieftain dies and doesn't kill that pad, which is really good for us.
Local units.
And I should still have a big lead over their chieftain.
Local units. All units.
And I'm just trying to scout and see if they have third tech coming up anytime soon.
Local units.
It looks like Kihz this game will be going for the speed route
Local units.
to get quick third tech. He does upgrade 2 pads, but I think that's all he's going to upgrade.
Local units. Local units.
And with my 2 banshees here, I'm going to try and kill his pad before his hogs come back.
Local units. Local units. Local units.
So I do kill a pad here, which is going to be helpful.
Local units.
And now I'm going to be scouting around to see bases, and it looks like he's going to go for a quick base before he goes for Goss. But obviously with these banshees, I'm not going to let that happen.
Local units. Local units. Enemy engagement. All
And
units.
since I'm keeping them down, Hutzi's able to be aggressive this game.
All units. Enemy engagement. All units.
So Hutzi's going to have an engagement right here. And with my banshees, we're able to win this engagement if Kihz decides to fight. And I'm going to take this opportunity to kill another pad while
Local units.
we have them on the run. And I see now that they have vampires,
Units.
so that's not very good for us. We still have a huge lead and everything, but the vampires are going to help.
Local units.
So I'm going to help shoot down some hogs to get Hutzi a hog lead,
Local
because together we can kill his hogs. And then I'm just going to continue to go banshees.
all units.
So we're doing a pretty good job on offense. At this point I'm going to get some
All
shields
units.
to keep my banshees alive longer.
Local Local units.
So now I'm going to come back and try and kill that pad, and I wasn't paying attention at this point, and neither was Hutzi, but they did queue up their third tech while we were on their base.
All units.
If we noticed that, we could have stopped them from getting Goss this game, and that would have been
All
GG.
units.
But they will get Goss this game, which is a little frustrating,
All units.
but there's just nothing we can do about it at this point. We already do have Goss.
Local units. Local units.
Right here, I want to try and kill the summit, because I do not want them to get any more vamps out. The number that they have right now, they have 4, but with our Goss, obviously 4 is not going to be very many. So we do kill their summit, which is going to help a lot on keeping their numbers low on their vampires. With enough attacker banshees, I can fight their vamps. And I'm just going to continue to keep Kihz on 2 supply pads.
Enemy engagement. All units.
And I'm going to queue up the base on their side, as you guys see that I often do in games on Labyrinth. I like to take the base because it means that they can't take it. So that's just like how I like to play it.
All units. All units. Local units.
And I'm going to stop a summon again. And I don't really care about
Local units.
their turrets and all that shooting me.
Local units. All units. Outpost ready.
And they're really busy defending, so they don't notice my base. So I'm going to try and get a shield up.
All units. All units.
And every once in a while I'm going to make sure to
Local
go to the
units.
hook
Enemy engagement.
and get some more shields and stuff. And I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but this entire game Hutzi has not had an expo. So we're going to need him to have an expo soon to continue to be aggressive and still be ahead.
All units.
And my expo does get the shield up, which means that they are not going to get the expo this game. Or at least it'll take them a long time and a lot of effort to kill that shield base. And if they were to go attack it right now, Hutzi would just strip their main. So there's not really much they can do about that expo. And I do clear Hutzi and expo, which is going to help keep us ahead.
Local units.
Since my banshees on offense are just dying.
Local units. Local
And they go ahead and resign once they see that I have the expo.
Local units.
And anyway, good game. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Local
If you guys would like to see more videos, go ahead and subscribe and keep up with all my new updated content. Go ahead and like and comment if you have anything to say. Have a great day.
Local units. Your team is victorious.